Hello, everybody. Okay. Let me just let people know that the stream is live. Okay. It's funny. So what I'm doing right now is I'm posting everywhere. This is what I do when I have the starting soon screen up. Is I post everywhere to let people know that I'm live. Okay. Okay. Yes, Pokemon on motorcycles. I am not playing that because I do not have a Switch. I don't have a capture card, and I have limited patience for buggy games. Okay, so I was just posting on Twitter letting people know that I'm live, right? And I just checked my notifications because that's just what I do, because I said I had a new one. And there is this person I follow on Twitter who's like, I think they're active in the tabletop role-playing game space. And their name is Koala Bear Swamp. And what they said in one of their tweets was, I need to tell you all that I'm not a koala. Do I need to put parody in my name? Because I'm not actually a koala. And I responded and I said, but are you a swamp? Because that's what I get from your name. A swamp that contains koala bears is how I read that. Because their name is Koala Bear Swamp. And so they just responded and they said, I'm afraid if I answer this question incorrectly, I'll get kicked off of Twitter, ... hours before Twitter gets kicked off of Twitter. Oh my gosh, the Twitter memes. So like watching uh watching all the stuff go crazy with Twitter is just so entertaining to me. It really is. Okay. But yeah, I'm probably one of the few streamers tonight that isn't streaming Pokemon. And not even anything Pokemon adjacent. I think there was this one streamer that I follow that's doing some kind of like Pokemon in some kind of not Pokemon ripoff, but like variation of a Pokemon indie game or something. Oh, also Silva. I think if I did this properly, I have integrated if I did this properly, I think I have integrated a lurk command. So do you want to try the lurk, the exclamation point lurk? It should theoretically work. Actually, I wonder, can I do it? Let me try. Let me see if I can do it. No, it's supposed to put the user's name. Why? How? I'm Googling this because that's gonna bug me. I thought I had that. I thought I had the syntax right. Let me see if I can fix this. I wonder if I can fix this live. Why is there not a thing? Command add command name allows you to add new custom command. I just want to know. Girl, I'm flipping through this right now on the stream element on the support stream elements website, and it's not. I think it's supposed to be sender. Okay, let me see if I can change this while I'm wondering. I'm really curious if I can fix this while I'm live. Anyway, have you picked up the new Pokemon game, Silva? How are you liking it? You think it's pretty good? Have you been seeing any of those bugs I've heard so much about? Okay, the lurk command should work now. I think I've got the syntax right. There we go. I didn't find an exact thing, but I found it in one of the examples in one of the other things. Okay. All right. So which starter did you choose, Silva? Did you choose the grass cat, what was it? Grass cat, water duck, or fire alligator? The weed cat. I heard that they betrayed everyone's hopes and dreams with the weed cat. I don't know how far you are to the game, so I won't go into it. They did. Does it at least look cool? Alright, what's it called? Sprigato? Evolutions. Okay, let's take a look. I see lots of fan things of what they wanted to evolve into. We got Sprigato. Florgato at level 16. Oh wow, they didn't even wait for the third evolution. They just jumped straight into it from the second evolution. That's funny. And then Meowscata. Oh, it's cool. I like the mask kind of thing. The mask and the scarf and the legs look really cool. I dig it. I also never had a problem with bipedal, with the animals going bipedal anyway. So I'm probably not the best person to have an opinion on that. I guess. Like, was that like a stated tradition or a stated thing that they ever officially said, this is what we do? Or is it just the first of its kind? Like, mhm. It didn't Snivy have, yeah, it became a snake, right? So it just lost its legs. So I mean, it obviously didn't bother you because you chose the Sprigatito whatever starter. How's the story? I've been hearing that the story is apparently really good. It bothered you, but you wanted the grass type. Okay. But yeah, have you beaten the game yet, or like have you beat the? I guess I don't know if they call it Elite Four or whatever they're calling it. I'm a Gen 1er at heart. Bro, there were people that are already exploring the end game before it even came out. There are currently people that have beaten the game. And there are people who got their stuff early. I'm pretty sure there are people who like got their thing today or like at the midnight release last night that have made it through the game. So do they have any cool steel types in this version? Like I know I know that they've got the Pokemon on motorcycles, the legendaries, right? But like, do they have any cool like mechanical looking steel types? No idea. Okay. Well, it's like the steel and the rock types end up looking like constructs, and those I always think are really cool. So, my week has been kind of rough. I'd say the last few days has been kind of frustrating. I got a really troubling message from my brother. He's not like my brother by blood, but we've been through so much that we call each other brothers. At least we did. I don't know what we call each other now. He sent me this message where he said that how do you put it? Socially, economically, politically, and spiritually, we are going in opposite directions, and he is convinced that the person he's trying to become is someone I won't want to be friends with. And that's really like, it's really rough to hear. I would have preferred if he just said he didn't want to interact with me because we were on opposite sides. But him saying that he thinks and he's presuming that I won't want to interact with him kind of hurts. Like it's kind of frustrating for him to make that decision for me. But like, I guess if it's easier for him to say that than to deal with and process the fact that he doesn't want to interact with me because we're we're like so different. And like his statement has me curious. I'm like, is he saying I'm too poor? Like, what? And it was just like, it just came out of the blue because we hadn't talked. We used to see each other all the time, and we hadn't talked in a while. And I just you know, sent him a message on Facebook and was like, hey, do you want to get lunch sometime? I haven't hung out with you in a while, and I would really appreciate like getting a chance to catch up with you, right? Because I value him as a close personal friend. And I've been like really mulling over what to say back, how to respond, because I don't even know if he's gonna read it. I don't even know what he's gonna say, how, or if he's gonna read it. And like, there's a part of me that really wants to leave well. Hey Nabaru. How are you doing? How was your week, Nabaru? So, dealing with that, and then like there's this question of like, who is he trying to become that he is just assuming I won't want to be friends with? Miserable, but also fine. What happened, Nabaru? What happened? I was just talking about how someone I considered a brother messaged me the other day and said essentially that we just can't be friends. Or he was saying the person he's trying to become, he believes I won't want to be friends with. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take in. And it would have been easier if he just said that because we're going in different directions, he doesn't want to keep interacting with me. Maybe I'm a distraction, or we'll get in the way. I don't know if he's on his Sigma male grind set or whatever. I don't know. That's the other part that like worries me, because I'm just like, what is he getting mixed up in that he thinks I'm not gonna want to be his friend? Yeah. Because he was like, socially, economically, politically, and spiritually, we're going in opposite directions. And I'm like, hold on. First off, breaking that down, right? Socially, we're going in different directions. Are you saying that like I'm not moving up the social ladder? Are you saying I'm not moving up the social ladder the way that you want? Or the same way you are? Or are you saying that we're like, maybe he's just saying we run with different circles? I know that like my roommate and the people, all my roommates and the people I live with now are people that like my brother didn't like associating with. And I was worried. I was worried when I moved in here that my brother would feel alienated and would just, because this is surviving at this level, doing what I have to do to survive here, he's sinking to a low that he very heavily suggested I find any other solution. And I tried. I tried finding any other solution. But since I'm here, I'm trying to make the best with what I've got, you know? And I've been on my own grind, you know? With this writing and streaming and just I'm always doing stuff. So there's that, right? And then at the house, one of my housemates' family members and her baby are staying with us, and originally it was going to be like one night because it was one person's birthday, but then they decided they hadn't seen each other in a long time, and they were going to stretch this out to be like most of the week. And like, that's cool and all, like she's a cool person, it's just been like just a new person who just having a new person around is always anxiety riddled for me. And trying to do stuff. And then this might be TMI, but like, you know what, YOLO it. When I was using the toilet today, I was peeing and I missed the toilet and peed on my shorts. So it has not been a great day. Well, the whole thing with my brother happened a few days ago and I'm still processing it. And then like, I got a call this morning from the case manager that helps me at this program I'm a part of. I'm part of this program that helps me with getting healthcare and mental health care and all that stuff, and also helps me with like case management and like doing housing applications and all that. And my case manager is currently in the middle of helping me apply for like 3 different housing programs, and is the primary point of contact for one of those housing programs. And she just called me today and was like, hey, I just need you to know that like I'm leaving this company. I don't know if she got fired or if she quit or whatever, but she's like, yeah, I'm leaving the company and Wednesday's my last day. Your appointment to see me on Monday will be the last time we see each other. And I'm like, what? So now I'm just reeling, wondering what's going to happen with all my housing applications that she was managing for me. And this is like the second time this place has like gotten a new case worker. I always get like caseworker, case manager confused, but like it's frustrating because like you build up a relationship with someone and you get used to working with someone, and then they're just gone. And you're just kind of left there holding the caseworker. And then you're just left there kind of holding the pieces. And also I found out that I got some mail today, but it went to my old address because I haven't updated my address because I still get mail from them and I'm just down the street. And when they texted me to say, hey, some mail came for you, we're in the area, can we drop off the mail for you? I was in the shower. So I missed getting my mail, and I'm just worried that mail is just going to be even more bad news. Here's the mail, it never fails, it makes me want to wail. Mail time! Oh no, I hope I don't get DMCA'd for that. But then, like, one thing that has been really kind of comforting and entertaining has been watching all the news and the drama about Twitter. It's like watching reality TV, but when I actually care about what's happening. Like, I could never really get into a reality TV. I never really got into the stories, but like this has got that, but on a different level. And I can see how it's got this, like the whole thing with Twitter has got this grip on the attention of the populace. that in the past was kind of reserved for big event things like sporting events or uh sporting events or like big things like how Game of Thrones had that big grip on the attention of the people for so long. And Twitter's doing that. It's filling that niche. It's becoming this thing, but like there's so many people doom posting. So many people blowing everything out of proportion. Because it's the meme. It's the meme that like Twitter's ending, but like I don't think Twitter's ending. I did make a post saying, "Yo, who wants before Twitter ends? Who wants to tell me they have a crush on me?" Right? Just because I enjoyed the meme. Nobody messaged me. I cry, but and yeah, the meme is that Twitter's ending, and I actually I made a Twitter post today. I made a tweet where I tagged YouTube and I said, "Hey YouTube, since you're enabling community posts for so many channels right now, can you give us a community feed like the Shorts feed, except it just shows us community posts?" Because literally, they do that, and that's just Twitter. Like, they could give us trending posts. There's so many things that YouTube could do if they just enable community posts for all channels. I know they were expanding who has community posts, and I try to post a community post every day. Yeah, Twitter's not actually, I don't think it's actually ending. It's in a rough spot. Like, I think somebody said like 70% of the remaining employees quit because their boss, who shall not be named, sent out an email saying, "Hey, you have," I think it was like 24 hours or some ridiculously short amount of time to make a decision that you're going to be working long hours in these intense conditions and be living dedicated to your work to create a new and a better Twitter experience. Or if you're not signing up for these intense long hours and difficult working conditions, then you can quit now and take 3 months severance pay. And like 70% of the employees said, "Okay, I'll take 3 months severance pay." And I've heard conflicting stories about what happened next. Some people are saying that they disabled all the security badges in order to keep people from coming back in the building and sabotaging Twitter on their way out. And I've seen other people saying that they accidentally disabled everyone's security clearance and they fired the guy who could reset it. And so it's all stuck till Monday. I've heard conflicting stories on it. The one thing that everybody agrees on is that like Twitter's office buildings are closed till like Monday sometime or whatever. That doesn't mean Twitter's closing, and that's the thing that everyone latched onto. Everyone was like a lot of the people who took the severance pay made these tweets that were saying "rip Twitter" because they're like, you know, I don't want to keep living, I don't want to keep doing this. And so a lot of those people who were going out were the ones who were tweeting that "rip Twitter." And so everybody just saw all these people tweeting about quitting, about taking the severance pay. And then the news broke about the building being locked till Monday, and everyone took the building being closed to mean that Twitter was closing this weekend. Which that is a leap in logic. Like the it's not that simple. Like, just because everybody's locked out of the building doesn't mean the servers are being shut down. Now, it does mean that if something goes wrong and somebody needs help, like the support group isn't there in order to respond to support tickets, which that's a problem. And apparently it's the World Cup this weekend, so everyone's expecting something to happen that will just make Twitter crash, and then there'll be nobody to reboot it. So that's a whole mess. But it's such a fun mess to watch. I'm watching it, I'm like, is this what it's like for people to watch reality TV? Is this that entertainment that they get? Just refreshing the page, waiting to see what new thing happened. Oh my gosh. Yes, to admit she has a cult. And so, actually, that's where I was originally talking about before I got sidetracked, right? There's been this thing on Twitter that's popped up, right? That I've been seeing as everyone is just like doom posting, right? Talking about Twitter's ending, Twitter's ending, Twitter's ending, right? And in the midst of all the chaos, it's kind of beautiful what I'm seeing, right? I made a community post about this yesterday, or last night rather, that I'm seeing. So there's people that are, so I'm seeing some people pledging and confessing their love, shooting their shot and saying, publicly confessing to the people that they have crushes on or care about, because they think it's over, so this might be their last chance to build that connection, right? And that's always beautiful to see people taking that step and having that courage. And then I'm seeing other people saying, desperately trying to build connections, saying, hey, if Twitter goes down, you can reach me here. Hey, where can I reach you? I don't want to lose connection. And that's also beautiful as well. There's the doom posters, and then there's the people who are just making fun of the owner of Twitter and all of the CEO of Twitter and all of his cohorts. And that's just goofy. That's something to laugh at. That's entertaining. And then if a site restricts content, you think it would be behind a paywall. There's a lot of ways sites can be set up. But I'm also seeing people admitting to things like, what's her name? Admitting, what's her name? The not a deer, the Megaloceros, just admitting that she has a cult. Haruka. The restriction was only behind the paywall. Yeah. Great. Ever take it back and it's probably been screen capped. Yeah, it probably has been screen capped. Okay. Ha ha ha, Silva. Ha ha ha. Pixiv is now restricting art, you know, the art site. So I think I caught the same insanity meme bug affecting. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Speaking of art sites, did you hear about the DeviantArt fiasco that happened I think it was like last week? The stuff happened so fast in the internet space. Where it DeviantArt released their art generating AI and said that this art was trained with all of the art that the users have posted. Oh no, yeah. So DeviantArt released an AI and they said this AI is trained with the art from the entire website. And when they released it, they had it set up so that you could, as an artist, manually say, I do not want my art getting copied and stolen by this AI. But you had to do that manually for for every single art piece. And there are people who have, you know, thousands. I think it's like thousands of art pieces up. And it took like 2 or 3 days. I know it was some unacceptable amount of time of everyone like complaining and doom posting and pulling their stuff off of DeviantArt for them to add okay, we reset it so now it defaults to off. So now you have to select if you want your art to be added to the database. So it defaults to being off. And then everyone's like, okay, so are you gonna reset the AI's database? Are you going to wipe the AI's database and start fresh and only use the data because you've already assembled the database? I don't think they ever gave a good response to that. And it's like, it's interesting because as someone who enjoys AI art, right? I also acknowledge how problematic it is, right? So like AI art is trained on real artists' work, right? That is uploaded, scanned, studied, broken down, detailed, all of that, right? That is all put into the AI, right? And there's two sides on this, right? I'm not saying the two sides are equal because they're not. There's the one side that's saying, hey, you are using my art for as part of assembling a commercial venture without my permission, that is not following my terms of service. So don't do that, right? You know, you are violating my rights as an artist, which that is correct. That is what is happening. And then there is the other side that is saying, well, as an artist, you can't stop someone from learning or from studying and learning from your art. AI art takes your art and studies it in order to create new original works. And it's not directly copying off of any one piece, it's melding them all together. and it studies so many different pieces that what it creates becomes something original, which every part of that argument is technically correct except for one key point. You cannot stop a person from studying your art and learning how to draw in a similar style to you or using your art for references. AI is not a person. Like that becomes the crux of it. And like it, at best it would be considered some kind of like modified tracing, which that's already illegal. So I guess I walk a very thin line with AI art that suits me, and that is that I use it as a pastime, something to goof around with when I'm having fun, or to generate references that I intend to use with actual artists, because I can't afford to get an artist to draw at my every whim. But I don't spend money on AI art. Yeah. Also, as we determined in my AI art stream, it is hard to get AI art to generate hands. Oh my god. It took so long to get it to generate actual hands. And even the hands that it generated are malformed pieces of junk, but I just took it. There was a whole big controversy about this VTuber, who had previously spoken out about how bad AI art is, uploading some AI art pieces and claiming that he'd bought it off some dude on Fiverr, but that person didn't have a Twitter, so he couldn't link him and reference him. And then everyone's like, this looks AI generated. And started pointing out things like, hey, if you paid for this, you might have got ripped off, bro. And like, it just kept going till he finally came out and admitted, hey, I lied. It was AI art, but then I was really embarrassed about it, but I thought it was really cool, so I wanted to share it. Yeah, you gotta look closely sometimes to even notice the hand issues. Yeah. And so that VTuber said, hey, I was playing with AI art and I generated this stuff that looked really cool and I wanted to share it with the community. But I got embarrassed and I made up a lie, and then I just kept doubling down on the lie, and it finally grew into something else, and I'm sorry, right? And that's whatever. Like there were other much more problematic things that VTuber did that I'm not going into because I'm not a drama account. I do enjoy a little bit of drama as a tweet. Not as a tweet, as a treat. As a tweet, oh my gosh. All right. Anyway, we've been goofing off enough so far. Let's get into the story proper. Right. Right. Like I replied to a tweet where someone was talking about how they were at this anime convention, and in the artist alley at the anime convention was a group that were generating AI generated art and selling, I think it was like t-shirts and posters and stuff that had all AI generated art. And they were talking about how horrid that was, because that could have been an actual artist in that booth spot, right? And I commented on it, and I was just like, even as someone who enjoys AI art, I can't imagine ever selling any of the art I generate. I didn't do anything. Yeah, I tweaked the settings and I put in the text prompt, but I didn't draw it. I didn't study how to do those lines, that shading and that coloration. Somebody commented, it's like, you're so close to understanding why AI art is bad. Just take the next logical step. And I was like, I know it. What? I'm not saying it's something that I do that I do professionally. That's the exact opposite of what I was saying. And somebody else commented and was like, yo, leave him alone. He understands what it is, and he uses it for personal or recreational use. You know, this is not your enemy. And I was really grateful somebody came to my rescue on that, but I honestly just didn't respond. All right. Now that we've had our little bit of drama hour and talking about my week, let's get into the actual writing. Is there holidays in my universe? Huh. Well, I think so, because I want to get holiday outfits. That's a mecha sleigh pulled by 8 robo reindeers. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. That sounds like an album cover art. But yeah, that's a thought. That's a thought to think about. 8 robo reindeer. But no, it's got to be 9, because we got to have Rudolph. On Ratchet, on Sprocket, Booster, and Blast. Now I want to see. Hold on. Now I need to look it up and see if someone's done art of that. Boston Dynamics did a meme with one of their dog walking their advertised Santa on a tank. Yes. Yes, I remember that movie. I found an image. It looks like a Lego set or some kind of knockoff Legos of Santa in a mech. And like a bipedal humanoid mech. Not quite what I'm looking for. But I did find one that is 3 reindeer that are just 3 of their robots pulling a sleigh, and that's funny. No, it's 1 pulling the sleigh and the other 2 walking in front of it. Okay. That's a good question. Is Santa a star hunter? Nora Loco Razor. That's funny. Looks like he's on a like an alien spaceship or something. I need to shave. This reminds me. So like in my model and like all of my ideas for artwork for my model, my character is clean shaven because I prefer to be clean shaven. But a couple years ago, it was about at least a year and a half ago, I noted that no matter what I did, whenever I shaved, the sink would get clogged. Like I tried setting a washcloth on the top of the sink that would catch all of the hair. I tried to catch all of the hair and put it in the trash can, but some amount of hair would always get past whatever filters or things I put there, and the sink would get clogged. It was happening like clockwork. And I don't know if it was just the way the sink was designed or what was happening. So I just stopped shaving. And now I pick at my beard. It probably seems disgusting because there's always beard hairs everywhere I go. I always have to make sure I put them in the trash because I just pick at my beard whenever I don't have anything else to do with my hands, and it is not a healthy thing to do. Because because of how thick my beard gets, whenever I shave, I need to use water to get the hair out of the razor in order to go back to shaving. I'll shave a little bit, and then it'll get stuck in the razor, and then I need to use running water because if I don't, I'm worried I'll cut my hands if I just am like pulling it out by hand. So if I'm using a trash bag, if I'm using a garbage bag over the sink, where does the water go? That's why I tried using a washcloth because I was thinking that would be great because it would catch the hair and it would let the water go through, right? But like I was shaving with a regular handheld razor, which is like shaving with that, shaving cream, all the standard stuff with that, right? But sometimes I wonder because I've never used an electric razor before. So sometimes I wonder if it'd be easier to use because when you see those electric razors, you don't use shaving cream with those, right? They just go. That might work, Nabiru. But also, I'm living in a place where, like, I don't, like, things operate on a lot looser of tolerances here. So I don't think it'll make the sink clog up here, because people shave in this sink all the time. So I'll probably shave sometime this weekend because it's been bugging me. Like I'm not one of those people that's like, yes, I have a beard. I have a beard. You know, that whatever. Okay. So I might get a strainer. I might do something. Just so I don't clog the sink here. I don't think it'll happen, but anyway, it's 9:30. We've been chatting for an hour. Let's get to the actual meat and potatoes. Of the stream. Hello? Hello? There we go. Okay. That was weird. It wasn't picking up for a second. I was like, hello? Excuse me? Pardon? So, and he himself, the Star Hunter, carved the roast beast. Oh my gosh. See, like, in this world, the mech pilots are Star Hunters, right? That are driven by their drive to accomplish their goals and their passion that's pushing them forward, right? And, like, you could say Santa falls in that category. So do we say Santa's a Star Hunter and his sleigh is his Star Hunter machine? Yes. If I could find a Christmas playlist that was non-copyright, I'd probably be doing that. But I'm just enjoying the lo-fi beats for now. So I'm at an impasse in my story, right? We've gotten past Orian receiving his cyber suit. I wrote a whole scene of him receiving his cyber suit, and there's this joke that the translator voice is like smooth and suave. It's just like very elegant. So that's a running joke, right? So I wrote this whole transformation scene, which I thought was pretty cool. It said, before Orion could ask for, so it said, just like that, now hang on, this will be a rough ride. Before Orion could ask for more details, the walls began to emit bright light. Oh, he was told to, like, stand with his feet shoulder width apart and extend his arms out. But he felt he instinctively tried to cover his before Orion could ask for more details, the walls began to emit bright lights. He instinctively tried to cover his eyes, but he felt something grasp his hands and hold them in place. The light felt like it was seeping into him, burning him from the inside out. He looked at his wrist to see what was holding him and saw a band of black material on his skin. Before he could process that, he felt and saw his clothes shred off his body as his entire body began giving off light almost as brilliant as the light from the walls of the chamber. Orion suddenly saw blackness of night around him with stars shooting past him. Because I had to go into a reality marble. So now he just goes from being in this bright room to being in the night sky with stars shooting past him. Those black bands on his arms spread across his body, covering his body. The material felt cool, like it was countering the burning feeling that had been consuming him. Once this had covered him, he saw his clothes reforming out of stardust, or at least most of them. His undershirt was gone, as was his underwear and socks. But everything else came back just fine. He felt the force holding his arms in place slacken. He wrenched his hands free, feeling new strength in them. He tried his legs, but found them bound as well. But the force couldn't hold his new strength as he ripped his legs free, grunting with the effort. Once he was free, he felt a power surge through him, and he had to yell out with the force of it, because I had to have a cool yell. As he yelled, the night sky around him seemed to crack and fall apart, revealing the chamber he had started in before. He looked around and saw that underneath his clothing he was wearing a skin-tight suit made of some kind of black material with brilliant motes of golden light peeking through certain spots. It was like the suit he had worn when he piloted Jonah's machine, but it fit infinitely better and felt stronger. I should make a note here that the lights had proceeded. There we go. As lights receded, he looked around and saw that underneath his clothing. Okay. Sounds very Venom-like and sort of, and also sort of mobile trace unit. Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. So, the idea here is that the suit acts like the translator, and also enhances his strength and speed by drawing his starlight out of his body. And he gets told, your starlight is brilliant, one of the brightest I've ever seen. You're able to rip through the star egg with the very force of your will. Impressive. I cannot wait to see what kind of star hunter you turn out to be. And he says, you and me both. That ends the chapter. So then we get to the orientation the next morning, right? And Orion goes to the orientation, and he sees again the Grand General Omni that he'd had a conversation with before. And Omni looks at all of them as he's giving this speech about how you'll be tested and tried, you'll be pushed and stretched. This is the training that will prepare you to defend your homes from an endless and tireless foe. And then he stares at Orion, and it seems like he gives the last part of the speech directly to Orion, where he says, some of you have made great sacrifices to be here, and others of you were recruited for your talent and valor. All of that gets washed away here and now. From this point on, you are all star hunters, equals and peers, always looking to learn from each other and help each other. We are the last and only line of defense of the light, and we must always carry that weight. So he goes through all of that and has the whole speech, and then at the end, the Grand General says the Star Hunter motto: shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always stop to enjoy the memes. And everyone's confused because this big, grand, serious general just told them to stop to enjoy the memes. Which is this is kind of what I was talking about, where whenever you have a motto that gets said in these intense and deep emotional moments, it's really funny if part of the motto is just really silly. And then he gets told to go to the back, and he'll get his he'll get a tablet with his schedule on it. And then he gets a tablet, and well, they know him by his first and last name, and they already have all of his information. He was expecting to have to go through some weird stuff, but he's confused because he hasn't said his last name, and this is the first time his last name gets mentioned in the story. And he's just really confused. And this is foreshadowing something that's going to be revealed in a couple of chapters. And then we get to the part where he starts his classes, right? And this is where I'm at a conundrum, right? I'm at this conundrum, at this impasse, where I'm like, do I describe and write scenes in his classes, or do I just, for the sake of pacing, skip over them, give generalized views, describe his feelings about the whole thing? Because, like, I want this chapter to be about 2,000 words, in that ballpark, right? And it's already 916 words. So I want to crank out another 1,000 words for this chapter. But the point of this chapter is to express that he starts to, like, he's starting training, and he's dealing with, and then it's starting to foreshadow this problem that's going to get explored more next chapter, which is that he's dealing with younger and more passionate and more motivated people, because as much as he talked about the passion and the motivation of people who've known failure, he himself has not been a highly motivated person. So I wanted to start foreshadowing that, of him dealing with the limitations of the fact that he is not the kind of person he wanted to recommend for this position. But he's here because they told him the only way they're going to listen to him and start recruiting other more capable people is if he proved that older people can keep up. And what I wanted to hang on to is this very fish out of water feeling I sometimes feel in the VTubing space, where I'm constantly trying to do my best and to push forward in the VTubing space and the content creation space, but I'm constantly surrounded by so many people that are so much younger than me and driven by so much motivation and energy and passion, and that aren't struggling with the things I'm struggling with, and are just really, really powerful forces of nature. I think I'll describe the first class, and then after describing the first class a little bit, I'll skim over the rest of it. Okay. So here he takes a seat at the back of the classroom, and he's trying to see. So I think I'm going to narrate that. That's why I'm going to narrate this first class, because I want to, kind of maybe I should do a homeroom because the next few chapters are going to take place during training, right? And I want to illustrate where his training starts versus where it ends at the end, where he's passionate, motivated, studying, feeling like he's coming to his own. So, since this is their history of the war is their first period, but it's also their homeroom, right? Do I do the whole like My Hero Academia thing and call them class 1A or 1B or something? Or something like that? Do I give them a kind of class name? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, so I don't want to get bogged down in the specifics, but I want to describe enough so that way you can see change. I want to describe enough so that way you can see change moving through in the coming chapters, but I don't want to get super bogged down in all the details. I don't want the pacing to die. Mm-hmm. Alright, why does it recognize Stygian, but it doesn't recognize Fulgur? Oh, it's just sulfur. Let me make sure I'm spelling this right. I want the... Why does every time I look up Fulgur, it gives me stuff about the VTuber Fulgur Ovid? Flash lightened. I'm not sure if this means what I want it to mean. It means a flash of lightning. I don't want to change it. I thought it meant a bright light. That's what I thought. But wait, is it Fulgur? Oh my gosh, I misspelled it. No. It's OR, not UR. FULGOR. That's the one that means flash, gleam, glitter, gleam, brightness, splendor. FULGOR. Oh my gosh. I am so mad right now. Because UR means thunderbolt. Or like a flash from a thunderbolt. But well, that's what both meanings for UR means. But OR is a synonym that also can mean flash. Like that's the one that doesn't like the second meaning isn't thunderbolt. It's oh my gosh. Okay. All right, and let me edit. Okay. All right. Cool. Fixed it. All right. Cool. Fixed it. Fixed it up so we aren't getting lost there. I'm glad I checked that out because that was gonna bug me. Yes, UR means ultra rare. Then what's OR? Like origin rare? What? What? Let me make a note of this. I even had it in my notes as OR, but then when I expressed it, I put UR. Why? Okay. Okay. So this is a little lore drop here that finds out that the Stygian machines are all directly controlled by the Stygian army. And this does eventually change later on in the story, whenever the Stygian generals are created. But it's creating this idea that the darkness doesn't need anyone to observe it. There's this key point that's kind of it's a really bad point, but I realized I ran into this logical this logical problem. I was writing earlier, and I ran into this problem of, if the Stygian army's goal is to put out all of the lights in existence, why are they attacking civilizations? Why not just attack the stars? Which that could be a very different story if the fight is happening in space out front of the stars. But that's not kind of the story I want. So my workaround is saying that light is defined as the visible spectrum of energy of photons that reflect off of things and are captured by the eye. So if there's no one to see the light has no value. Kind of philosophical, kind of like bleh, but I'm running with it. Okay. Don't want this. Everyone's in classes, so I guess I could have it move kind of like a high school. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I described. I did a quick thing about the first class. Oh, also Nabaru. I don't know if you know, but I don't know if you were here for it, but I was telling Silva I finally fixed my lurk command, so that way if you put exclamation point lurk, it should show a cool little command to say that you're lurking in the background. Yeah, I hope to eventually have more commands to have for more things for people to do in chat. What do I want to name this instructor? It's a short female. I was inspired by Flitwick, the charms professor from Harry Potter. Because I feel like having a short professor who just seems unbelievable, like unusually short, um, is kind of a common trope in like the kind of supernatural school thing that we're going for here, because we're getting kind of like supernatural high schooly vibes. With Hasina. Mm, Hylia. I like that one. Yama. Ooh, it means mountain. I was liking Hylia because it's like Hylia, short person called Mountain. I'll take it. Uh, Kinda. I kind of like my name actually, so I think I'm gonna stick with my name. I do like yours though. So this is referencing something that well, still does happen sometimes. Um, something that happens to me. Uh, if when I'm in a school setting, um, if I am trying to study something that I'm not motivated to do, or things get too complicated and I lose my frame of reference and I just lose touch with what's going on around me, I will very commonly pass out. I know that a lot of that had to deal with in the beginning with having untreated diabetes. But I do still experience that. Um, I dealt with that a lot when I was trying to watch this course on writing science fiction, and I started to feel my brain buzzing and just having trouble staying awake. And I've had it happen as when I've watched streams, and it's like part of me really wants to watch it, but like the rest of me, the core part of me is just like losing touch, losing frame of reference, and then I just get really tired when I'm trying to process this big amount of data. And that was something I wanted to represent here, but I also wanted to represent one of my greatest fears, because I've dealt with a lot of falling asleep in training and in class and having teachers being mad at me. I've dealt with that. I've dealt with that completely. I've dealt with it whenever I've been trying to study when I was doing refrigeration, when I would try to study between rides and I would fall asleep in the passenger seat. But what this is exploring is the complete opposite end, where you have a professor that is almost too accommodating, that is so understanding and so accommodating. It's like wearing a dunce hat, and it is like just uncomfortably accommodating. Yes, main character falling asleep. But I don't think I've ever seen it like this, where the character is... I was reading, and I actually already finished the book like 2 days ago, but didn't want to start a new one, so didn't say. But this is that taken to the extreme, where like the teacher is so accommodating, it makes you stick. It makes you look like it makes you just look really weird. So in this case, he fell asleep, right? He fell asleep in class trying to understand these advanced scientific concepts, right? But then he wakes up, and not only is class ended, so he missed the entire class, but he's wrapped in a blanket, which means everyone saw the teacher wrap him in a blanket. Like, I was just thinking, that's cool, Silva. But I don't think I've ever seen a thing where the main character fell asleep and woke up wrapped in a blanket, because I feel like that's just really awkward. That's why I wrote it. Oh goodness, Silva. Oh goodness, Nabiru. That's rough. Listen, ask for help anytime. Oh, okay. I misspelled that horribly. Oh, I just forgot one M. Oh no. So since so few people ever asked for help, the classes were just really hard. Hmm. Oh my gosh, Silva. It's completely stationary. So good. That is so peak. That is just peak dad joke. Yes, it hurts too hard to equal that joke. Yes. You caught 25 Pokemon before even entering the first town. You had 15 Pokeballs. How exactly does one catch 25 Pokemon with 15 Pokeballs? I can't even say did you get 2 per Pokeball because then you would have 30. Can you craft Pokeballs in this game? Oh, you find Pokeballs on the ground? That's a lot of items before the first town. Yeah, I've heard about those. Cross an ocean, just go through a cave to find an iceberg. Kids these days have it easy. Yeah. I was watching some clips from a VTuber who had been playing, and something about you give it a sandwich and then it becomes your Pokemon or something. So this time I'm going for a different fear and horrifying experience. I'm just laying out these horrifying experiences to make this the worst day ever, right? So his first class was just normal. It was just history, right? Cool, awesome, outstanding. Second class was science and he fell asleep. And the third class is physical fitness or PE, right? And he gets there and he sees everyone is paired off and is working in pairs doing exercises together, right? And the instructor is just like, well, since you were a last second addition, I don't have a partner for you. He's like, so do I just do the exercises by myself? And then this is the ultimate horror of being the odd person out and then having to have the PE teacher as your partner. Have any of you ever dealt with that for PE, where like you're the odd one out, and for doing pairs of exercises at PE, and you get the PE teacher as your partner? I'm pretty sure I've seen it happen, and I think it might have happened to me at least once. You've been the odd one out, but that never happened to you, Nabaru? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for coming, Silva. Thanks for the lurk. I'm glad to see you. Have yourself a good night. I hope you get some rest. I'm probably going to be winding down here in the next 10-15 minutes anyway. I gotta remember I gotta do dishes later. How many words have we got done today? Oh wow, we got a little over 1,000 words. Okay. Does that mean... Did I get to 2,000 words with this chapter? I did. I did. Okay. So we end with him collapsing, which I've never actually, well, okay, I have collapsed while working before, but it wasn't because of food. It was because I was working too hard in the heat. And my blood sugar just dropped really rapidly. All right. We did, so I don't know how to feel about this writing because it did nothing to, like, it was standard like high school stuff, but like it did nothing to actually explain the motto. And I'll probably, let me make a note of this, that I want to explain the motto next chapter. Let me just make a note here. So make a note that he's gonna, the next chapter, he's gonna get a special permission to eat instead of first period. Let's say during first period. Okay, that wasn't bad. What's my word count looking at? 12,000. 12,000 and almost 12,300. I'd say we're making good progress. I might do more writing later tonight. I don't know. All right. All right, so let's start winding down for a little bit here. That was interesting. We got a lot of writing done. We got over 1,000 words done today, which is good. It's good to see this progress. I want to do a lot more writing. I'll probably start working on the next chapter once I'm done with stream, after I get something to eat, because like as soon as I started stream, I just got unbelievably hungry. I just got unbelievably hungry as soon as stream started. It was really bizarre. It's been kind of distracting. But like I ate a peanut butter sandwich, though. It's really interesting because like my doctor says that my cholesterol is out of whack because my body just naturally makes a lot of cholesterol. And I'm making a lot of the bad cholesterol, but I'm not making a lot of the good cholesterol. So then I have to get some of the, like I'm taking a pill that, a cholesterol control pill that's helping with my bad cholesterol. But I need to get more of the good cholesterol. And so like My doctor said I should eat avocados or eat some nut butters or use extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil. And I'm like, well, I guess the easiest thing is nut butter, so I can do peanut butter. So I'm trying to eat at least a little bit of peanut butter every day. I don't know if I just need to up that amount or what, but I know I was trying to do guacamole every day. I was trying to do guacamole every day because that's got avocados in it, right? But the amount of avocado was so small, and the amount of the good stuff was so small that it was just being negligible. It was just having this negligible effect on everything. Yeah, there's good and bad cholesterol. All right, so what about you, Nabaru? What did you have? What did you eat today? You eat anything interesting? Since there's a substitute artificial for things like sugar, imagine artificial cholesterol. Oh my gosh. That is some. Well, speaking of weird sci-fi things, did you hear about the whole thing with lab-grown chicken? Some lab was able to like uh, artificially make chicken meat, and it was like lab-grown chicken meat, and it got FDA approval to be sold and consumed for human consumption. Something like that. Did you hear about that, Nabaru? Christmas flavor snacks. What snacks did you have? Anything cocoa, candy cane, pumpkin, sugar cookie flavor. Well, all right. Let me just check something real quick. Go away, AVG. Okay. Dairy Queen has a hot cocoa Oreo blizzard ice cream called hot cocoa that is cold. So wouldn't that just be cocoa? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I know like hot fudge sundaes usually are like sundaes of like their ice cream, but then the fudge itself is hot. Like, is any part of it hot? Like, is there like a hot melted fudge that's put on top of it? Or at least warm melted fudge? And I don't know. Maybe they're just going off the branding of hot cocos being known to be really tasty. I watched this YouTube video the other day of some person making chocolate from scratch, going from the uh, cocoa beans, pulling them straight out of the cacao fruits, and going through all of the steps to actually make the chocolate. Oreo hot cocoa. I don't know, Nabiru. I don't know. I don't know. Hot cocoa flavored Rudolph reindeer cereal. What in the world is that, Nabiru? How is it Rudolph Rudolph reindeer cereal? Tell me, Nabiru, how does that work? I had a funny thing happen earlier today. You'll show me. How are you going to show me how something tastes? That's not something you look at. Or I guess you could show me a picture of it. Yeah, I guess you could just show me a picture of it. Probably put it in memes or something. So earlier today, one of the people I live with was like, "Hey, are you planning to go to the store?" And I was like, "No." And she was like, I'm like, "Do we need something at the store? Like, can you do this?" And I was like, "Sure." It was just really weird that she started off asking me if I was going to the store. I'm like, I wasn't planning to go to the. Oh, God. Okay, hold up. That's a really weird. Because so my moderator bot, my chat bot, caught that person, but they didn't catch them fast enough for it to go up on Stream Elements. I'll have to fix that. I'm gonna figure that out. Anyway, it's as weird as it sounds. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at this thing. So it's like chocolate bits with marshmallows? Okay. I guess. Now that makes me want some Captain Crunch. Because Captain Crunch is one of my favorite cereals. And it's vegan, so I can eat it. The people I live with got some like off-brand Captain Crunch, but I don't know if that's vegan or if that has milk ingredients in it. Christmas Crunch? Let me see. So there's a special Christmas Captain Crunch. Let's see, Vegan Foundry. Christmas Crunch, okay. Okay. All right. So I've just Googled it. In the words of Nostalgia Critic, it's Yuletide crap. It's been around for years, but only comes around about Christmas. All right. So I just Googled it, and Christmas Crunch is technically vegan, though some of the products used to make it may be involved with animal cruelty, but you kind of walk that weird fine line, and there's no ethical consumption under capitalism. Maybe I'll get myself some Christmas Crunch. So you're gonna do another? You have another game night planned for this weekend, Nabiru? But there's something so refreshing about how it destroys your mouth. That didn't sound right. But like the way it like digs into your mouth, the texture is just so. Got another Saturday game night. That's cool. Oh, I hope you have a lot of fun, Nabiru. So Nabiru, did you pick up the latest Pokemon game? You're still waiting. Okay. Waiting until a friend plays it or I get official images of evolutions specific. Oh, I think we have official images of Sprigitato's evolutions. What were you curious about, Nabiru? Yeah, they made it bipedal, but I think it looks cool. I don't know, like, I acknowledge that because I'm a furry, or more specifically a scaly, I have absolutely no problem with anthropomorphic animals. And I've always seen Pokemon as being more than just animals. They show an unusually high level of sentience and self-awareness and personality. So like, so Silva said something about that too. Silva said that this cat breaks the tradition the of the grass starters. And I'm like, I don't think Game Freak cares about tradition. And I guess I don't know what to say. You could challenge yourself and just not evolve it, because right from the first evolution it goes up on 2 legs. Mm-hmm. From when I looked it up on the wiki, from the first evolution, it doesn't even wait for the 3rd evolution to go up on 2 legs. Straight from the first evolution, it goes up on 2 legs. Okay. Never evolved Litten. So I guess you could go and just never evolve Sprigatito, or whatever its name is. That sounds interesting, Nabiru. Which version was it? Which version was that? That sounds like an interesting challenge. I mean, how would... I'm not even sure what that would look like. It was a 3DS? Okay. Though, I did see something interesting. There's this... Speaking of Pokemon, there's this YouTuber, Some Ordinary Gamers, it goes by, I think, Mudahar. and he's always been this advocate of telling people to listen, make backups of all your games and then emulate them. And so that's what he does, is when he buys a game, he has a specifically hacked system that he uses in order to get a digital copy of the game, because he's like, emulate your games, but don't risk downloading other people's emulations. Make those backups yourself. And so he likes doing that, especially with Switch games, because then he can play the Switch games. Mm-hmm. Because then he can play Switch games on his Steam Deck, which has much more powerful hardware, and he can play it more consistently at higher frame rates, so it's more enjoyable for him. And so he was commenting on one of the videos of all the glitches, stuff popping in and out, and all that other stuff of the game, and he just retweeted. He's like, "This is why I emulate it," and people are like, "Why are you advocating for piracy and blah blah blah?" And he's like, "Find the place where I advocated for piracy, and I will pay you $10,000." Because he's never done it. He's always said, make your own backups. I didn't look at the fire crocodile or whatever. Let me look it up. Fue Coco. It evolves into Crocodile and then Skeleridge. Okay. So the fire starter starts on 2 legs. The second form is like 2 legs but leaning forward, and it looks like the third form is on 4 legs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not being one of the Zodiac. I've heard people talk about that. Yeah, they really do, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they don't Game Freak doesn't really super care about like other people's headcanons and lore that they're trying to put together. They're telling their own story, and I think at the end of the day, they're motivated by profit. They're gonna put together whatever story they feel is gonna get them the most money. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how it goes, Nabiru. Yeah, they do enjoy playing with people's lore though. I haven't looked up anything about the water duck though. Anyway, let's wind down for the night. I want to say to Nabaru, to Silva, to anyone who was lurking or anyone who watches the VOD, I want to say that I love all of you and I believe in each and every one of you. I think that each of you is unique and powerful and precious. Fans will be fans. They make new lore then, have Freak as the ultimate end boss. Pokemon that don't fit the lore are all evil. Gosh. Oh, goodness gravy, Nabaru. Anyway, I think that all of you are wonderful, outstanding, one of a kind, and precious. I think that you each bring a unique energy to everything you do that is truly your own, and that each of you makes this world better just by being in it, and I am grateful every day to live in a world with you in it. I hope you all remember the Star Hunter motto, to shoot for the stars, have wonderful adventures, live your dreams, and always, always, always stop to enjoy the memes. I would really like it if you could like the stream. It does help the algorithm with sharing it. And if you have any suggestions or things you'd like to see me do, feel free to put those in the comment section as well. I may not follow all of your suggestions, but I do read them. If you want to be kept up to date with what I'm doing, you can subscribe and ding the notification bell. We'll let you know whenever I go live or whenever I release new content. Also, if you want to be kept up to date with what I'm doing outside of YouTube, I am very active on Twitter, or what's left of it, for however long we still have it. And I am somewhat active on my Discord. There are links to both my Discord and my Twitter in the description below. Have yourself a wonderful night. I hope you have a great weekend. Next stream is planned to be Monday, as I think next week's Thanksgiving week, so we'll see what we're doing with that. Anyway, have yourselves a great night, everybody.